Now, Lowcountry Forever, a public affairs presentation of the Charleston Radio Group.
I know you love your furry four-legged friends. You're not alone here in the Lowcountry. There's a lot of amazing animal organizations. We're talking with one today. That is Dorchester Paws. I'm Brian Cleary, and today on Lowcountry Forever, we're joined by Danielle Zuck. She's the Marketing and Developing Director for Dorchester Paws. Danielle, thanks for joining us today.
Thanks for having us, Brian. We're really excited to be here.
Now, for someone who may not be as familiar as we'd like them to be with Dorchester Paws, give us an overview about what the organization is about and what it is you guys do.
Dorchester Paws is an animal shelter in Dorchester County. We're located in Somerville. We actually took in nearly 4,000 animals last year, and that is just cats and dogs. Our primary focus is to help abate the over-pet population that is happening within our county, as well as be a resource for the community when they need to surrender a pet and or they found a stray, an abandoned, or a neglected animal, as well as our goal is to end unnecessary euthanasia within the county and all for, and doing our part within South Carolina and the greater good.
And when you say just cats and dogs, does that mean other exotic animals are making their way to Dorchester Paws?
We occasionally will get a bunny or rabbit or a bird, but our shelter is built primarily just for cats and dogs. We do not have the capacity or the ability to care for any livestock or any other potential house pet that comes your way. So for right now, when I say that we took in 3,900 animals last year, it was legit just cats and dogs.
And you start doing the math on that and you understand 365 days a year, you took in almost 4,000 animals. Yow. What is it that has created such an overpopulation for cats and dogs here in the Lowcountry?
It's a combination of a lot of things. Right now, we understand that times are incredibly tough for a lot of people. Care of animals, it is costly. There's not a lot of low cost resources out there. A lot of people can provide love, companionship, and a loving home for the animal, but they may not have the means to keep up with the vet care or the food and or other things that the animal needs. Right now, we would say that our influx is heavily due to a few reasons. One is it is kitten and puppy season. We are intaking, I would say, probably anywhere from 20 to 30 animals a day. Primarily, a lot of those are puppies and kittens that are found. Perhaps they need to be bottle fed because mama is not around. We call them neonates. A lot of animals that are out there currently need just that care. The other reason is we are starting to see it's due to resources that just people just don't have the means right now. And then there's just a slew of other things that we play with every day, that it could just be somebody who's moved away. It could be that somebody couldn't care for their animal anymore. They had to surrender it and so on.
Danielle Zuck is the Marketing and Development Director of Dorchester Paws, our subject today on Lowcountry Forever. I'm Brian Cleary. So, Danielle, you're talking about the needs other people have. It's a tough time. We've got inflation and all these other things. What about at Dorchester Paws? What is it in terms of the needs that you have that people may be able to assist with?
Thank you for bringing that up. We currently have 453 animals in our care. And when you think about that number, we only have 180 kennels on our campus to house 453. We are incredibly thankful for our fosters and anyone who wants to foster, because if you do the math, we can't host all those animals. So we have 200 or so in foster care right now that are thriving and either just growing to become of age to get adopted or just getting much needed shelter. Because at Dorchester Paws, we do not euthanize for space, time, or resources. So there are animals like Cynthia, who has been with us for over 225 days.
Wow.
And we will find her home, and Ember. So currently, when I talk about Dorchester Paws, the things that come to mind is we are at max capacity. We do not have enough kennel space. We actually have pop-ups, like pop-up crates lining our hallways so that we do not euthanize just based on not having space. In addition, what I also think about is just the overall need of, we have 10 dogs that have been with us for more than 100 days. That means they've been living in their kennel. They're really, really great, adoptable, beautiful, loving animals. They may just need a a home that is just only dogs. Maybe they just need to be the only pet in the home, whatever their case is. But when we see the Cynthias for 220 days, the Embers for 175, those are the moments that we really hope the community wants to step up and adopt a dog, that it will be their best friend for life. Unconditional love will only cost them $25 right now.
Explain to somebody who may be listening who may not understand, because obviously I can go to Dorchester Paws and adopt a dog, a cat. You use the word foster, though. What is different for fostering, and how does that help you?
That's a great question. So foster really just means that you're able to provide the home and the love and also the care for an animal while they wait to get adopted. So fostering could be, we may get kittens in that need to be bottle fed, and you have the ability to bottle feed them every 2 to 3 hours, or syringe feed, or perhaps they just need a mixture of wet and dry food, things like that. So a foster can literally just take an animal home today. We will provide a 24/7 emergency hotline. If they need to call, we have a person who answers to make sure that all questions are taken care of. We provide all of the supplies, all of the resources, and we have a foster coordinator that will walk them through every step and all of the process. We just need people who can say, hey, we're not going out of town for a week or 2 weeks or a month, and we feel like taking in this animal until they're ready to get adopted. Foster could also mean that you want to give up your home. Maybe you want to bring in another animal for the next 2 weeks and give a dog who's been in a kennel for over 100 days, gives them the ability to get a shelter break. A shelter break literally just means they get to sleep on a couch versus a concrete floor. So fostering truly saves lives. It is also very necessary for us because we get to learn more about the dog. So we can place them in a home that is perfect for them. Fosters help teach commands, they help teach training, maybe they help them through medical issues, and sometimes they even save their life because they literally need somebody helping them through the conditions they came in with. So fostering to us literally just looks like coming in, filling out an application, talking to our foster coordinator, and taking an animal home that's right for you for whatever time you can give.
I'm sure you hear this, and there's got to be a good answer to it, but somebody's going to say, boy, I would really like to adopt a pet, adopt a dog. I just can't do it. My apartment's too small, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And these people say they want to help. So what other ways, what is it that they can do to help?
There are so many ways. So we have a program that's called Doggy Dates, that if you can't necessarily adopt or foster right now, you can come and just take a dog on a date. You can take them for a pup cup. You can take them in the car to the local park, maybe a trail, get that dog some exercise. Truly, a doggy date means you're just going on a date with a dog, immersing them in the community, maybe even helping them get adopted because you did some photos and you posted them on social media, or somebody walked up to you and said, oh my God, I love that dog. And you said it's up for adoption. We also have a program called Butts for Miles. You can meet us in Sullivan's Island every Thursday. And we actually take dogs to the beach. So dogs that need a much needed kennel break. We take 10 dogs every Thursday to Sullivan's, and these dogs get to experience water and sand and honestly being out of the shelter for the first time for some of them in many, many days. So it's an amazing program. So you don't necessarily have to adopt or foster. If you can't necessarily walk a dog or take a dog on a date, volunteering is incredible. We need anything from administrative work to doing laundry on campus to maybe even just making some connections for us because we need help with a few things to get fixed or what have you. And then there's other ways that you can help. You can just share our mission. You can share our social media posts. You can certainly donate, and we very much appreciate donations, but truth be told, it's any way that you can give. Right now, you can collect aluminum cans for us and do a can drive in your community and just bring the cans in because we can make money off those aluminum cans. So we encourage anyone who wants to help to do donation drives, to donate financially, and if not, just to donate their time and their love another way.
What about that person listening who says, Dorchester Paws, they get all their money from the government. They don't need my donation. True or false?
Our operating budget relies on 87% donations. The county provides us with 13% of funding. So when we do ask for monetary donations, it's literally to go towards the animal care, the medical expenses, the daily care, and everything that comes with a building and staff. So we are very proud to say that, at least 74 cents per your dollar is going directly towards the animals. But right now our budget relies solely on donations at an 87% level.
We're talking pets today on Lowcountry Forever. I'm Brian Cleary, joined by Danielle Zuck, the Marketing and Development Director at the Dorchester Paws. And one of the things about Dorchester Paws that I love is the fact that you guys, you're all about the pets, but you'll also give back to help pet owners, and you've got a community day coming up that's going to do exactly that. Give me the 411 on what's going on Saturday, June 18th.
Yeah, we're so excited for this Saturday that's coming up. This is something that we've never done before. Dorchester Paws launched a new program this year. It's our pet support program. The program is aimed at keeping pets out of the shelter and in their homes. We've recently seen an increase in owner surrenders and just general emissions intake. Just even last month, we took in 493 animals. That's 500 animals in 30 days. And so we started brainstorming, how do we help keep the animals out of the shelter and also our intake numbers at a reasonable and manageable capacity for us to care for everyone. And so we decided to come up with, in conjunction with our partners, this program that we want to give back to the local community. We know that the community can provide the love, the companionship, and the happiness that an animal needs. But right now, times are tough. And so we are bringing in over 35,000 pounds of food. That's over 26 pallets of goods. So it could be food, it could be pet supplies, it could be litter boxes, crates, you name it. We're bringing it in partnership with Chewy and the Humane Society of America. This Saturday, from 10 to 2, our hopes are that we're going to help the community, give them at least a 2-month to 3-month supply of food to get them through these times. And we weren't just stopping there. Because of our partners who are stepping up to help us financially, we're able to give out rabies vaccines. We're able to do microchipping. We're able to give cat and dog vaccinations out. It is first come and first serve, and we would love to help everybody who comes within those 4 hours.
So this will be at the Raising Cane's on Dorchester Road from 10 to 2 this coming Saturday, June 18th. Are there restrictions in terms of who can come, or this is just, hey, you've got a pet, we want to help you out?
It's exactly it. We do hope that those that need this service, that they do come. We do hope those that maybe don't need this service stay at home. And that's only because we really want to ensure that we're helping everybody who truly has a pet. They just can't provide the food. Dorchester Paws has a pet pantry program where we do help the community as they need. This is the first time that we've ever brought this amount of goods into an area. So we really hope that it's serving the folks who really need it.
Now, you mentioned Chewy. Of course, you're going to be at Raising Cane's, Charleston Radio Group looking to help you out as well. Are there other sponsors, anybody else that folks should know that have donated and helped out with the community event?
Charleston Radio Group has been instrumental in making this happen for us. So I'd be remiss not to say the name again, as well as Raising Cane's for hosting. But it would not have been possible without Steinberg Law Firm, Grow Financial, Holy City HVAC, as well as Moving Labor Help Center. It's truly taking an army to get this, all these goods into the Lowcountry. So we are so thankful because we would not be able to do what we could do without them.
And it says a lot about the Lowcountry community that folks would step up and help you. 35,000 pounds of food. That's not 2 bags. That's a lot.
That is a lot. And truth be told, the role of an animal shelter is changing. And we are trying to serve not only animals anymore, but the people that care for the pets as well. So we hope this is the first of many programs that we're able to offer that can not just serve Dorchester County, can serve all of the people and their animals in the Lowcountry. We just want to do our part, and we just want to see the animals stay out of the shelter. And that's truly why we're trying to provide these resources on Saturday.
And for people who would like to get some more information about Dorchester Paws, what's the best way for them to find out about things and also reach out to your organization?
DorchesterPaws.org. So that's as easy. That's our website. If not, follow us on social media. It's at Dorchester Paws. Those are the 2 best places to kind of find out what we're doing and keep up on us. Right now, we are running a great promotion. It's $25 adoptions for any cat or dog that's on our adoption floor. And kittens are actually $50, which is a reduced fee for a very limited time. So super excited to have that out there. And we really hope that drives in a lot of the community who want and are ready for their best friend. And that just kind of reduces the barrier of getting them together.
And you tossed out a lot of numbers, but so people understand the impact right now at Dorchester Paws, how many animals are there available to be adopted?
We have over 100 animals that can be adopted or reserved today.
It's going to be a big day this Saturday, June 18th. I know you got to be excited for it.
We are just incredibly thankful for the community to support us. Every little bit counts, and we're just really appreciative of all the support you're giving us today.
Raising Cane's, Dorchester Road in Somerville for the Dorchester Pets Community Day, where they will be handing out more than 35,000 pounds of food and pet supplies on a first-come, first-served basis from 10 until 2. You can get more information on the website of this Charleston Radio Group station. Danielle Zuck, the Marketing and Developing Director for Dorchester Paws, our guest today on Lowcountry Forever.
Support Charleston area nonprofits and Rotary projects. Adopt a duck today and become part of the Charleston Duck Race. Sponsored by Sea Island Medical. Race day is Saturday, June 18th at the Guggenheim Terrace on Daniel Island. You can adopt a duck or make a donation at charlestonduckrace.com.
The Charleston Radio Group is the Lowcountry. Every week, we highlight local organizations and events that are helping to make a difference here where we live. If you have a group, event, or an idea to feature on Lowcountry Forever, let us know. Visit lowcountryforever.com and click on our podcast link for contact information. Now, Lowcountry Forever continues.
An event is coming up where if you love to ride bikes and or you want to help win the fight against cancer, you want to participate in. And one of those two things has to be true. Let's find out. I'm Brian Cleary today on Lowcountry Forever. We're first of all talking with Rachel Haynie. Rachel is the event manager of Lowvelo. Rachel, people hear the word Lowvelo. I know there's a point to what that is, but people just go, Lowvelo. Why do you call an event Lowvelo?
Hey, Brian, thanks for having us. Lowvelo, the name itself is in two parts. Low for low country, and velo is French for bike or cycling. But yeah, that's where the name originated from. And Lowvelo is truly a special and unique event to Charleston. You know, it's not only an extremely fun weekend bike ride event, but it's really more of a movement. And what I mean by that is Lowvelo is a year-long fundraising initiative that rallies our community together for one great cause. And that's to raise funds for cancer research right here at Hollings Cancer Center. And then, of course, we come together and celebrate all those efforts on November 5th for our bike ride event. And there are participant options for everyone, from the avid cyclist to the beginner, and then to those who may not feel comfortable riding on the road yet. We have stationary cycling classes right on Isle of Palms under a big tent right at the finish line, so you can cheer those that are coming across that finish line. And then, of course, we have our virtual option for those who want to get in their physical activity whenever and however they choose.
And not to downplay any of that, because that's all true, but the fact that there's this amazing, fun, have to be there party at the end also makes the day a little more special.
Absolutely. We have a day-long block party on Isle of Palms, and, you know, we're coming together to celebrate our cancer survivors that day and to honor those who have lost their battle to this awful disease and those who are going through it. But it's so meaningful and it's so much fun. We have catering from Swig and Swine. We'll have beer trailers. We'll have the co-op comes out with their famous Frosé trailer. We have multiple bands playing, and then we'll have many vendors as well.
And we'll give you all the information on which ride you might participate in or how to and all that. But first, we want to bring in Sara Couch. Sara is an attorney with Motley Rice. Sara, first of all, Motley Rice is an organization. You guys do amazing things in the community. Really giving back seems to be part of what the mantra is at Motley Rice.
Absolutely, Brian, and thank you for having me. At Motley Rice, we say that it's causes, not cases, and I've been there for 10 years, and I find that to be incredibly true, both in the litigation work that we do, as well as outreach in the community.
So I understand your riding abilities on a bike are just slightly under Lance Armstrong's abilities, so you're not really a bike rider, but you're involved, and this Lowvelo thing is something that you're part of. Explain how that is. Tell us your story with that relationship.
Absolutely. You're correct. I'm not a bike rider, even though I look forward to participating on a spin bike. I do the Peloton, so I'm good to go there. But about a year ago, just a little over a year, I was diagnosed with cancer by the physicians at Hollings. And over the past year, I've received treatment, and I'm currently still undergoing immunotherapy at Hollings Cancer Center. And I'm just very grateful for both the breakthroughs in the research that we are seeing, the clinical trials that are offered there, as well as the opportunity to receive that care so close to home where I can see my baby daughter every day. I've got a 20-month-old toddler.
Wow. What's your toddler's name?
Abigail.
At 20 months, so you're getting sleep now at least, right?
Yes, we do get sleep, but every day is a full contact sport.
So I have to ask you, for somebody, I've never been on a Peloton, so you're riding that Peloton. At what point do you just want to look at that person who you're looking at in the screen and just tell them to shut the heck up?
I would say prior to my diagnosis, that could have happened more often. Now I'm just super grateful to be able to get on and ride and enjoy breaking a sweat when I can.
And you mentioned the fact about the research and things that's done at the MUSC Hollings Cancer Center, you being a patient now. A lot of people kind of take that for granted, but it's the money that we're able to raise for research that will ultimately help find a cure and help people like yourself.
Absolutely. I know that the immunotherapy trial, I'm not in a trial, but I'm receiving immunotherapy that's similar to a trial that's currently being offered at Hollings, and it's the absolute cutting edge in cervical cancer, as well as various other cancers, the checkpoint inhibitors. I think it is the way of the future, and it allows you to work with your own immune system, because I can tell you from personal experience that chemotherapy is really tough. It can be necessary, but it's really hard. So to the extent our research can find new breakthroughs that work with your immune system, it's really incredible. And what I am being offered is absolutely the best care that could be offered in the country. And I verified that myself. So I'm very grateful it's right here.
And we're so grateful that MUSC, the Hollings Cancer Center, is here. It makes a difference when it's close to home. We're talking about cancer. We're talking about riding bikes. We're talking about the November 5th Lowvelo event that's coming up here in the Lowcountry. I'm Brian Cleary on Lowcountry Forever, joined by Sara Couch. She's an attorney with Motley Rice, and also by Rachel Haynie, who's the event director. So, Rachel, let's run down things. You've got a number of different elements that are part of Lowvelo, so you've kind of got a menu of options for people to participate.
Yeah, we do. So like I said, Lowvelo's for everyone. We have route options starting with our 10-mile island ride, which starts on Isle of Palms, goes to Sullivan's and back. And then we have our longer route options, which will start downtown at Brittlebank Park. Those are the 22, the 57, and 100-mile options, and they will transverse over the Ravenel Bridge with a police escort. So it's very safe, deep into Mount Pleasant, and we all circle back to Isle of Palms for our big after party. And then we have our stationary cycling classes, which are held under a big tent right on Ocean Boulevard, right at the finish line. So you're cheering on those riders as they cross the finish. And we'll have they are 45-minute classes. We'll probably have 2 to 3 throughout the day. And then we have our virtual option where you can do whatever physical activity you would like to do, when and where you would like to do it. And then, of course, you can come join us at our packet pickup party the day before on November 4th, which will be held at Firefly. And then, of course, join us on the big day on Isle of Palms on November 5th.
And Sara, as someone who is a Peloton person riding the stationary bike, what's your personal best? How long have you gone, or what's your best ride that you've knocked out?
Oh my goodness, that would be so hard. Well, pre-diagnosis, I was actually a Division I athlete at Duke University. So I got in there pretty good with like some of the 45-minute together we ride far rides. Post-diagnosis, I'm getting back into it over the last couple of months, and I'm happy to be completing 45-minute rides, but they're going well.
So where do you think you are in your recovery in terms of, if you were 100% beforehand, now that you're going through recovery, 50% better?
I would say compared to immediately before diagnosis, when I had just a newborn baby at that time, I would be at 50%. That's pretty good.
And I have to ask you were a Division I athlete in which sport?
Rowing. I was on the crew team.
Wow, you're just making me feel bad all the way around here. Jeez, you're in better shape after going through having a baby and cancer. And that, it sounds like the timeline here was these events happened in your life at a similar time. So a cancer diagnosis for you at that point, I think, even had to be maybe a bigger pill to swallow and tougher because of all you had going on in your life.
Yeah, it was a complete shock, to put it mildly. I'm very grateful for a rapid diagnosis. My baby was 7 months old, and I had just returned back to work at Motley Rice pretty recently. And I had a routine well woman visit where I had some complaints of like back pain. But I mean, what new mom doesn't have back pain? And thankfully, Dr. Savage at MUSC knew what to do, rushed the testing, rushed the results. Within 2 days, I was in to see Dr. Graybill, who is the best oncologist out there. Highly recommend. And within a day, I was getting my scan, and I started treatment approximately 20 days after diagnosis. And that's just incredible. The gold standard is 30 days. So everything really lined up. But I know that part of that was due to the diligence of the doctors I was seeing.
And going forward, where are you at now and what happens in terms of your treatment?
So immunotherapy, one thing about it is it tends to be a little bit of a longer therapy. So you do it every 3 weeks for my particular case, 2 years, as long as everything's going well. And my doctors are very happy and confident that things will keep going well. So I have about another 1.5 years of immunotherapy infusions remaining.
We're talking about cancer. We're talking about a bike ride today. It's Lowcountry Forever, and I'm Brian Cleary. Sara Couch joins us. She is dealing with cancer right now. She's an attorney at Motley Rice here in Charleston, and also Rebecca Haynie, who's the event director for Lowvelo. November 5th is a big day. Now, Rachel, we want to get as many people registered as soon as possible. And how do people start signing up and getting involved and ready to go with Lowvelo?
So you can go and learn more, of course, at lowvelo.org. That's where you can get all the information about the event and register there. We do encourage people to register early to get their fundraising in. And I do want to mention that something unique this year for all of our participants, and it will be open to the public as well. We are partnering with MUSC Wellness Center to host health and wellness lunch and learns. That'll be monthly starting in August, and we'll have guest speakers, experts in their area. The first lunch and learn will be a focus on nutrition and, of course, tips on cancer prevention, and then also learning more about Lowvelo and how you can get involved during these lunch and learns. But they'll start in August. And then I also want to mention that anyone listening in today, if they are interested in registering, they can use the code LV22 to waive the registration fee.
Very nice. Thank you for offering that up. That's LV22. And Rachel, I know you always have some partners who come along to help out with Lowvelo. Can you mention who some of those sponsors are for this year's event?
Absolutely. Of course, Brian and the Charleston Radio Group, you all are such huge supporters of the event. And then we have many, many partners. And what makes our sponsors, what makes them so important is that they cover fully the event costs so that we can ensure that 100% of every dollar raised from our participants goes directly to cancer research. We want to give a big shout out to our presenting sponsor, the BMOC Family Foundation. And then we also have supporting sponsors as well as Firefly, of course, the co-op of Sullivan's that'll bring out their famous Froze trailer. West Edge is one of our sponsors as well, and First Capital Bank.
And Sara, you mentioned the name Dr. Graybill. Every patient that I speak to that deals with the MUSC Hollings Cancer Center, the Children's Hospital, it's kind of amazing that right here in Charleston, we have such amazing physicians and medical facilities. It's got to make you feel better moving forward to know that that's here right in our hometown.
Oh, absolutely. Dr. Graybill was trained at the very best institutions in America and still collaborates their care. That's why I say I know that I'm receiving the best care available here. And I'm just grateful that she is only a 15-minute ride away or sometimes a text message away.
And you are an attorney at Motley Rice. And again, we talked about the amount that Motley Rice gives back. What kind of law do you do yourself? In case anybody's thinking about, hey, I need an attorney, maybe Sarah's who I need to call.
Well, my most recent litigation for the past few years has been in the national opioid litigation and involving the manufacturing cases.
Well, let's hope no one listening needs any of that. So you're not a Johnny Depp, Amber Heard attorney or anything like that.
That's not me.
Well, Sara, it's got to be exciting for you as you get back, maybe close to 100% by the time you're at the tent on the Isle of Palms and doing the stationary bike?
That is absolutely my goal. I am getting ready to, I've been training. I'm going to be there. It's going to be 45 minutes. It's going to be wonderful.
And Rachel, one more time for people who are listening, we need to get them to the website. We want them to do that. Even though the event is in November, now is the time to sign up. So how can they do that again?
Lowvelo.org and use code LV22 to waive that $50 registration fee.
And that would be the same whether I'm participating in the Sullivan's Island ride, the 100-mile run, or stationary or virtual.
That's right.
And for anyone who hasn't experienced the event, Rachel, it really is just, in the end, we're raising money, we're doing good things, but it's a lot of fun.
It is. It's extremely fun. And you're riding for something more. You're riding for those who are going through their battle right now. And we're honoring and celebrating those who are cancer survivors. So it's a very special day. Not only is it fun, but it's very special.
And it's an event that you want to be a part of. Sara Couch from Motley Rice and Rachel Haynie, the event director of Lowvelo, our guest today on Lowcountry Forever.
Get pet food, cat litter, and even microchips at the free Pet Community Support Day for Dorchester Paws with the Charleston Radio Group. This free event is Saturday, June 18th from 10 to 2 at Raising Cane's on Dorchester Road in Somerville. Find more info on this event on our station's website. Take an hour of your time and save up to 3 lives at the next American Red Cross Community Blood Drive with Charleston Radio Group and News 2 from 11 until 7 on Thursday, June 23rd. You can give the gift of life in Mount Pleasant or Somerville. Schedule your appointment at redcrossblood.org.
Thanks for listening to Lowcountry Forever. If you missed any of this week's show, there's a complete recording under the podcast link at lowcountryforever.com. Lowcountry Forever is a public affairs presentation of the Charleston Radio Group.